Wake me up inside. Good morning, innkeeper. I heard a man was murdered here a week ago. Aye, a deranged convict did him in. Now bugger off. Tell me more about the evening when Willard Wright died. I will make it worth your while. And he does a little... Just isn't fair, is it? Shit. Life's not fair. What's the Scar quote? Whatever. See, I like a lion right after I said Scar. A syringe with some liquid left in it. I don't like that. I don't like that there's a needle hiding inside the vase. Wow, you're a terrifying child. Sorry? These sure are fine coats. I just like to sit here and stare at the coats all day. Life before video games kind of fucking sucked, didn't it? Anyway, an expensive cigar. Little Pip. Little Pip, run to the city and grab me some Ash Blair tobacco and a bottle of gin. I will pay you when I am back. David. Oh. The woman with the blue coat was next to the woman drinking wine, and the woman drinking champagne was best friends with the woman that had a dog for a pet. Just overcoat and a hat, overcoat and a hat. Hello. Box of cigars. Dear Miss Richards, I enjoyed your company tremendously when I visited your father last month. I am certain that you would wish to hear the rest of my thoughts on the shortcomings of our society. I invite you and your father to dinner on April 8th at my manor. Sincerely, Edmund Cloudsley. Gotta stop going back to the Cloudsley family. People die around them. March 1st, 1788. Thought that was Shrek for a second there. Dear Mary, here is something for your diary from me. For you, I would fight a tiger and win. Peter Batty, 1788, March 5th. Normal. There's the Batty family crest. Funny little goober. Miss Richards. Your little Pip. Shame about the name and the face and everything. Hello. This clue's been added to the thinking panel? What, that this room exists? Ooh. Sneaky bag. With keys? Or lockpicking tools? Those are lockpicking tools, aren't they? Hanging up in there and the vines all sneaky. Thank you, dear. No. Oh, let's read you that first then. Of course I can give you some candles for your room, Lucia. I assume you are itching to continue reading that scandalous novel. Thank you, dear. No, I threw it out. I do not read such dirty literature anymore. It shows ankles. I do hope our master's guests are satisfied that Brian served everything as instructed. So the scowling looking one is named Lucia. Lucia. There's some wine. Full and sealed bottles with red liquid labeled wine. Full and sealed bottle with amber liquid labeled brandy. Mrs. Smith, 2 eggs and a pot of tea each breakfast. No heavy food for dinner. You're responsible for little Pip doing all his errands. I assume I need to use his real name, right? His name's not Little Pip. I mean, it could be, I guess. I guess I'll just put Little Pip in for now, until proven otherwise. It is capitalized, Little. Mr. Walker, I am to be woken up and dressed at 7 a.m. I expect to receive my daily newspaper by noon. Mrs. Baker, I expect all my rooms to be cleaned every day, twice on the days I have visitors. That's stupid. That's too many times. What are you doing in those rooms? What kind of crazy parties you throw when they could possibly need that much cleaning? NB. David Goran's job requires that he may arrive or leave during night. No complaining about this. Okay, that's the easiest. This is the easiest person to account for in the entire building. Don't complain about him. Alright. Cool. Like, Mrs. Baker is just too much. This is too much. This is breakfast. This is wake me up and give me the newspaper. This is clean my house, clean my all of my rooms, not just room. All of my rooms twice a day whenever I have visitors. No one should ever be this high maintenance. Okay. But these are the servants, so we don't really have names to give everyone yet. Smith. I'm gonna say that his name is Pip Smith, because apparently the responsibilities of surrounding little Pip are tied to Smith. I'm sorry. This building is how big? Okay. A little spooked about that. I guess this is a chunk of that map, though, is this back and forth here. Wow, there's a lot in this bag. More, like, looks like lock-picking tools. A couple of pennies, a fancy handkerchief, and a shiny pocket watch. Maybe the same one from before. Small bottle filled with an amber liquid. Monkey Man 1 versus Striped Dark Hand. Once again, the tiger. And the Monkey Man was owned by the Pear Brothers. Monkey Man 2, Tooth for Tooth. Are the Pear Brothers still at it again? Do we have reoccurring characters that don't just immediately die when they reoccur? Which is what's happened so far. Candles, money. Hortius, the wise slave. Fables about rulers that make you think. April 7th. Dear Diary, this has been an ordinary day, mostly spent in preparation for tomorrow's dinner event. I do believe the time has come for me to ask for a raise in salary after all these years I have loyally worked here. It is a difficult conversation to be had, but I will strengthen my will and talk to Master about it tomorrow. I will be summarily executed the next day. I will be the dinner. An ink pot. Someone keeps a journal. Someone else is up here. Ash Blair tobacco again. Key. Lockpick. Lockpicks. Oh, I thought those were keys. David, clean up the barn until Wednesday. I plan to continue experimenting with that artifact. EC is back. So EC seems to have the statue again. After seeing it when the other guy left with it. So he planned his murder. There's a pistol and a dagger. Okay. Lots of weaponry in this room and not in this room. One of you is just a little pure child. Like, oh, I'm going to ask for slavery and... I'm going to ask for a raise, and I'm reading a book about being a good slave and... Oh, I never looked at this. To Mrs. Smith for 3 years of service. All these years of service. Okay, so Smith. Wait. Oh, these are instructions for people, not attending to people. So Mrs. Smith cooks. And Mrs. Baker is expected to clean. Whoops. I enjoy thinking about the people just ripping their hair out. Of course I can give you some candles for your room, Lucia. I assume you were itching to continue reading that scandalous novel. So you have the candles. For all these years of working here. Mrs. Smith. So you're Smith. Which, going with his names, means that you are Mrs. Baker. Lucia Baker. So you are a long-term person who's worked here. And you seem to have been brought on to do a murder. Small, simple key. Oh, I did not go through their inventories. I just checked their dialogue at the time. Listen, this screen is dense. Also, her bed is way worse, apparently. Look at that tilt. The dinner party will take place on April 8th. Everything should be ready before noon. Prepare roasted boar. Young Miss Richards appears not to enjoy meat, therefore prepare some alternative side dish. Miss Richards. A key. Dear Ada, I have to use this letter to share some good news. There is no substance to the claims that your late husband used his position to squander church money. The judges decided to remove all accusations, and you will be no longer a target of baseless gossip. I truly and sincerely hope that this will provide some comfort in these dark times when ignorance and impudence go hand in hand. May our Lord steward over our poor souls. Ada. Her name is Ada. Ada Smith and Lucia Baker. 100% name clearance, let's go. Something something wanted something something dead, and thus something something poisoned this blah and hid the necessary key in a blah. At the dinner party, blah blah ingested the poison and died. They poisoned the meat. Because the person who killed the person doesn't like, let's see. Miss Richards. This is a bit predictive. We haven't actually seen anything, but I'm guessing that Miss Richards probably wanted the person with the idol dead, because the person with the idol always seems to die. Edmund Cloudsley. Oh, we don't know if Edmund's gonna eat the poison though. Someone's gonna eat the poison. I think that Richards poisoned Cloudsley. Because Cloudsley specifically doesn't eat meat. That's what I'm thinking. Or Richards doesn't eat meat. And I think that might have been a scheme. I'm gonna poison this stuff, but I am gonna specifically not eat it. This is all conjecture though, because we haven't even gotten to the right rooms yet. A sealed pot labeled print paint. Down with parasites. Too long they have feasted on our blood and sweat. Hello. Somebody's got a little bit of class consciousness going on here, isn't it? I thought this was about being more subservient and whatnot, but you do read, which is probably good for the era. And then look at this. Look at these pamphlets. She's making little resistance pamphlets about how bad everything is right now, because it is. Door is locked. Door is locked. So that's these two rooms. There's the kitchen. There's some kind of crawl space. Oopsie. That'll take that off. So Ada Smith and Lucia Baker are staying there. Someone is up here, but I don't think I have their name yet. And I do wonder if it's the same watch or not. 3 loaves of bread, some lemons, a pair of opaque bottles labeled water, sack of flour, potatoes, a big piece of meat, cut vegetables. The door to the outside, not locked. Okay. Oopsie. Clicked out the window a little bit. There's an upstairs over here. I feel like this is where they expected me to go first, actually, so let's check this next. Dead person! The lady is not breathing, and her face is blotched. Oh, we know who you are. She's the one with all the rings. Yep. So she's the woman from two cases ago. The sister. This woman is swooning. This is horrible. It's poison. Nobody touch a thing and nobody move. I'll send for a doctor right away. An embroidered handkerchief. You see? He has very strange keys and or lockpicks. I'm not sure how to tell the difference anymore. The keys might have just looked weird back then. Just seem rather unwell. It's extremely upsetting. You killed my aunt, you devil. I should execute you on the spot. Pack of cards. A fork. Yep, that'll get him. Oh, my lord. This has nothing to do with me. Note to self, if you get frustrated when working, remember the tale about the rich lord who married his donkey and you will feel better. These keys might indicate who has access to what rooms. Ensure that the beautiful lady sits next to me during dinner, and I will slip you a shilling. Peter. Peter! What did you do? Do I even have the name Peter yet? There's so many fucking names. Alphabetical. There we go. I'm so smart. Peter. Wanted somebody dead. Peter might have poisoned it, but somebody else might have done it. But yeah, them saying who should sit where definitely indicates who killed who a bit. This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Like over here? Yes. Partially eaten piece of roast. Glass of liquid. Amber liquid. So those were all consumed. Partially eaten salad. Partially empty glass of yellow liquid. Full glass of cloudy liquid untouched. Is cloudy just water? We've established brandy and wine. Then we had an opaque container full of water. But it's hard to say. It's not usually cloudy, but maybe they just have. I'm sure they don't have water filters exactly. You hear vague history stuff that's probably half remembered or whatever about people consuming more alcohol than water because the water wasn't clean and the process of making alcohol was safer. A salad untouched. Partially empty glass of clear liquid. Oh, clear and cloudy. Partially eaten piece of roast. Partially empty glass of red liquid. A partially smoked cigar. Okay, who smokes? Okay, so I was joking a little bit about the logic puzzle reference earlier, where it's like the woman with the blue hat's next to the woman who loves cats or whatever. We have a table of 5 people sitting near each other, and then we have their coats downstairs. I think we might be doing a riff on exactly that kind of puzzle. Okay. A half-empty bottle of cloudy liquid labeled Peptic Tonic. An almost full carafe of yellow liquid containing lemons, wine, brandy, a salad bowl, a roast, an opaque bottle labeled water. Something about water in quotes makes it more nervous, even though they just mean that it says that on the outside. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different items that could have been poisoned. So if we can determine which seat the victim was even sitting at, we can then look at which items were available and try to parse which ones were there. Because the vegetarian could very well be a red herring. Could not be meat. But we have a lot to go on here. Okay, so you have cigars. How do you know who any of these coats belong to though? Woman, man is the implication, but weird hat, more normal hat. Which one of you was wearing which? Look at that nightmare wig. What? This guy is wearing an entire comforter on top of his head and calling it hair. Anyway, continuing to parse this mess. Cabinet? Kitchen. This one says cabinet. This room is called the cabinet. Is that what I'm getting from that? I don't know if I understand that. It's all old-timey though, so who knows what's going on. Aha! The idol is currently here. And it is sealed in a safe. It has not been stolen, seemingly. This time, at the moment. Dear Edmund, this cannot continue. Since my return and move to Sebastian's manor, he has asked for financial support 7 times. He clearly is unable to take any monetary responsibility. Please, I need your help, my dear brother. Rose Kubert. There we go, we have her name. The victim, I believe, since I recognize her from before. Dear Edmund, I like your idea. Let's send him to the colonies where his violent nature will make him feel at home. I hear you were having dinner with Lady Mary and her well-to-do father Lothar. If Peter and I were to join you, we could beguile him with tales of adventures in the colonies, so we can ship him away. Alright, so yeah, this guy's named Peter. Peter. Lothar. Not Rose. Oop, I stranded the name. Mary. So that's Mary, that's Lothar, Peter, Rose Kubert. Was his name also Kubert? I think it was, yeah, it was Richards, right? Mary Richards? Young Miss Richards does not want to eat meat. So she was one of the salads. But there are 3 salads. 2 partially eaten and 1 untouched. There are 2 steaks. Who are the 5 people? These 5. Aren't you 2 married and you're the nephew? There's these 3 were visiting with these 2, or this is just the servant, I believe. Might imply that the 3 women were eating salads, at least at this stage. Might be what they're going for. There are not 3 women. That was the wrong note. Due to the sensitivity of your stomach, I advise abstaining from alcohol for the next month. Also consider a glass of peptic tonic before eating to avoid upsetting your digestive system. 2 sealed bottles of cloudy liquid named peptic tonic. And a bottle labeled opium. That sounds like an avenue of poisoning someone. Partially empty glass of cloudy liquid. Full glass of cloudy liquid. It wouldn't make sense to poison the peptic tonic if they wanted to kill Edmund Cloudsley. Because he was not one of the people to be drinking it. I had to review why I thought Edmund Cloudsley was the victim, though. Was it just because he has the statue? I need to double check what made me even think that. I might want to take that off the board in case it was horribly misled to begin with. Well, well, Edmund, you seem pretty pleased. Oh my god, there's so many names. You seem pretty pleased after the old boy passed away and had a spot freed up for you in the House of Lords. Take care of those with whom you ally. I have many friends and will deal with you swiftly if you dare cross me. Lord George Bridges. So we already know George Bridges? Which one was you? Edmund Cloudsley. Once more you have failed to answer our requisition. This is the last warning you will receive. Your transgressions against us demand amends. The only course of action you have is to surrender yourself to our justice. Last chance for repentance, serpent. Or we will unleash one of our stewards upon you. Brotherhood of Masks. Another secret society. Because the guy that was was just murdered was in a different group. Peace. Dear Uncle, I hear you are interested in Lady Richards. I think you are too old for her. I shall court her instead. Secondly, please lend me £300. It is a small change to you, and I am desperately in need of it at present. Yours truly, Peter Batley. There we go. That was his name. You bet your ass I didn't have it memorized. The revolution will come for the likes of you, you crooked bastard. Soon you will pay for your sins against honest common folk with your blood. Final vanguard. What if the little revolutionary worker down here is the murderer? Mrs. Baker, starting date 1787, August 1st. Position housemaid. Yearly wage £9. £9 per year? Per year. And this other guy needs £300 just on a whim. It's change compared to you. You know, I think there might be inequality in the society that justifies doing a little murder. A little eat the rich by having them eat the stuff that poisons them. Mrs. Baker, starting date August 1st, 1787. 1788. 1788. Okay, so you have been working here for less than a year, Lucia Baker, but you've been working here for 3 years. Mrs. Smith. Door is locked. Door is locked. A pair of twig dolls and a bottle of pink liquid, partially empty. Ooh. Once your target has ingested the love potion, establish eye contact and hold it as long as possible. In most cases, the effects will be felt within 2 days, depending on your own appearances. Okay, so this is Batley. This is Peter's room. Because he uses underhanded approaches, he's trying to use the love potion to get her to fall in love with him so that he can make money off of that. Did I get everything here? Nope. In fact, I didn't even look here yet. Right, this was under the bed. It's a lot under the bed, actually. I will not change the rule that the staff member who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room. Do not bother me with such nonsense again. Well, I figured that out without that clue. Shillings and a penny. A knife. Mademoiselle. Mademoiselle. Is it Madame Mademoiselle? The Laceless Count. The besmirched lover of Lusitania. We were half an hour into this and I haven't even begun to figure out who sat at which seat. Okay. An ink pot. Muns, hun. Stack of candles. Remember to take the 4th one from every row. What? Raulo Cthulhu. Star Child. Take the 4th one from every row. Of what? S C A F or R S. No, that's not a thing. RKOL. No. Fourth one from every row. What are we talking about? Someone wanted someone dead and thus blah, poisoned the blah, and hit the necessary key in a blah. God, I have to figure out what the necessary key refers to in order to indicate the poison. If there's a necessary key, then I'm thinking it's this. The opium. So they probably poisoned the peptic tonic. Let's see. There were other keys around, but like what else would they have access to? Hit the necessary key in A. There really are a lot of mysterious liquids. This terrifying child has no idea what happened. What do I make of the syringe? Just the fact that it's there? I don't know what to make of the necessary key part. Okay, so somebody has an upset stomach. And somebody doesn't eat meat. Huh. Okay, so maybe find something that only one person consumed. So 2 people ate the roast. So 4 people ate the salad. 3 people drank the wine. 1 person drank the amber liquid brandy. 1 person drank the yellow liquid. 1 person drank the clear liquid. 1 person drank the cloudy liquid. Fuck. 1 person smoked a cigar. It's a poison cigar. What a surprise. This is a lot. Okay. This is a lot. So I don't think it's the meat or the salad. It's gonna be one of the drinks. But most of the drinks are on the table. But given the necessary key part, I'm thinking it's the, yeah. So you have the blue key. Why do you have a pack of cards? Blue key. Let's see. So these are all directed at Edmund. So the top room must be Edmund. His last name was Cloudsley. This also doesn't match the orientation of the screen where you see the table. So there's the cigar, so that's the person smoking. So I guess since Edmund lives here, his stuff is not on the coat rack. So it's one of the other men that smokes. And someone's being kept up here. Could that be where Peter's staying, actually? I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to think that Rose, Mary, Lothar, and Peter aren't staying here.